What's up guys, today I'm bringing you a Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle, and before I get into this, just want to say that if you guys want to battle me, make sure to follow me on Twitter, as I'm going to be looking for Wi-Fi battles there, and it's actually really hard for me to find good Wi-Fi battles these days, so hopefully you guys can give me some kind of challenge. And as you can see, I've got this OE match versus a subscriber which I found on Twitter, and I'm using a Mega Diancie Hyper Offense team, which I have used before in a Showdown Live, so let's get into this. I'm gonna lead off with my Garchomp, as he's gonna lead off with his Ferrothorn because he probably knows my team, and he also knows that my team does not like Stealth Rocks, so he can just get those up turn 1. And because he led off with his Ferrothorn and also stayed in, it led me to believe that he might be packing Shed Shell, but still I'm just gonna go into my Magnezone, and it turns out that he's not packing Shed Shell, which means that I'll be able to trap this Ferrothorn and kill this thing turn 3, which is pretty good for my team because this Ferrothorn is really annoying and this thing finally goes down. So he's gonna go into his Rotom. A better play would have been to go into his Azumarill because my Magnezone was locked into HP Fire and I don't have any kind of switch into Azumarill, but in any case I'm gonna go into my Latios, and he actually is gonna predict my Defog and make a really brave switch and go into his Dragonite. The way he brought this thing in, I knew that this thing was gonna pack weakness policy, but still I need to break this thing's multi-scale, so I'm just gonna go for the Draco Meteor. It is still gonna do a lot of damage, and my opponent actually makes a really bad misplay here. He should have gone for the Dragon Claw instead of going for the Dragon Dance, because this way he would have been able to take out my Latios, which is one thing on my team stopping his Rotom Wash. But right now this Dragonite is at +3 attack, and I can just go into my Garchomp because I do have Rough Skin, and he's at a point where he's gonna be taken out by the Rough Skin damage. So pretty much I was able to take care of this +3 Dragonite without losing any of my Pokemon. So he's gonna go back into his Rotom Wash, and I do have my Latios which can just come in and eat up any move from this thing. He's gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp, which is fine by me, and because I know he does have Mega Tyranitar on his team, I know he's not going to be packing Pursuit, so I'm free to fire off a Draco Meteor, as he's actually going to stay in. And it turns out he's a specially defensive Rotom, which is pretty interesting because in this metagame, defensive Rotom Wash is much better because you need to check stuff like Talonflame, Landorus T, Azumarill, and Sandwich Escadrille. But he's gonna go for the Volt Switch and go into Talonflame because my Latios is at a point where he'll be able to revenge kill me with a Brave Bird. And knowing this, I'm just gonna go into my Garchomp, but it turns out that he's gonna predict my switch and go for the U-turn. He was most likely predicting me to go into my Diancie, and looking at the damage, he's definitely not a Choice Banded Talonflame because a Choice Banded U-turn would have been able to knock me out since I'm not a bulky Garchomp. So he's gonna go into his Azumarill and revenge kill my Garchomp with Aqua Jet, and unfortunately I was not able to get up Stealth Rocks in this match, even though he didn't have a Rapid Spinner or a Defogger on his team. But I'm just gonna go into my Magnezone and go right for the Volt Switch, as looking at the damage, he's definitely an Assault Vest Azumarill. So I'm gonna go into my Gyarados expecting him to go for the Waterfall, as he ends up going for the knockoff, and he's gonna follow up with the Aqua Jet just to put me in the range of his Talonflame's Brave Bird. And I could have gone for the Stone Edge, which would have been able to knock out this Azumarill, but I really didn't want to risk the miss, so that's why I just went for my safest move. And I didn't go for the bounce, because if I'd gone for the bounce, he could have just gone into his Rotom Wash and killed my Gyarados with a Volt Switch. So I'm just gonna take out this Azumarill, and now he can just go into his Talonflame and do the job which Talonflame does best, which is to revenge kill weakened Pokemon. So he's just gonna do that and take out my Gyarados, which also means that I can just go into my Diancie and take this turn to Mega Evolve, as there's nothing Talonflame can do to Mega Diancie unless it has like Steel Wing or something. But I'm gonna Mega Evolve and go right for the Diamond Storm, as he's gonna go for the U-turn, and he's gonna go ahead and sack his Rotom Wash because Rotom Wash does not really do anything at this point because it's weakened, and I can just take out this Rotom Wash by going for the Diamond Storm. I actually get a defense boost, which is gonna help me next turn, and at this point my opponent actually forgot his Mega Stone on his Tyranitar, which is really unfortunate. But as you guys are gonna see, this is not really gonna matter too much, because if he was Mega Tyranitar, this Earthquake would have been able to knock out my Mega Diancie, and then I could have just gone into my Life Orb Latios and went for the Draco Meteor to bring this thing down really low. And I did have a Choice Scarf Magnezone, which would have taken care of his Mega Tyranitar, and I also have a Focus Sash Diggersby, which would have been able to take out his Talonflame. But like I said, it really wouldn't have mattered had he been a Mega Tyranitar. So I'm just gonna take out his Tyranitar with my Magnezone and go into my Focus Sash Diggersby, as the only Pokemon Pokemon he has left on his team is his Talonflame, and I can just take him out with a frustration, and that's gonna be a very close game. It was a 2-0 victory in my favor. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like and a comment down below, and definitely make sure to follow me on Twitter so that you can battle me. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching and have a good day.